Arundel Castle stands proudly over its Sussex town and has been the seat of the Earl of Arundel for over 850 years. It has been the home to the FitzAlans from the 13th century and also the Howards since the 16th century. Although Arundel Castle has been remodelled over the years, it was originally established by Roger de Montgomery in the 11th century. The first incarnation of the castle was a Motte and Bailey castle, given to Roger de Montgomery on becoming the first Earl of Arundel. Roger was the cousin of William the Conqueror and had stayed behind in Normandy, keeping control of the kingdom of William while he was in England, and William rewarded him handsomely for his work and for his loyalty. Around 1101–02, Henry I laid siege to Arundel after a rebellion by Robert of Bellarmé. After Robert's surrender, the castle fell back into the hands of the king. Henry then passed Arundel to his ex-wife Adeliza of Louvain and her husband William d'Aubigny, and Arundel Castle stayed in the d'Aubigny family until 1243, following the death of the 5th Earl. John FitzAlan later inherited the title of Earl of Arundel through géométrie, which meant his claim was through his mother's family line. Following the death of the 12th Earl, Henry FitzAlan, the FitzAlan male line came to an end. His daughter Mary became heiress, and in 1555 she married the Duke of Norfolk, Thomas Howard, making Thomas not only a Duke of Norfolk, but the Earl of Arundel. Arundel has been under siege on several occasions, and between 1101 and 1102, King Henry I besieged Arundel after Roger de Montgomery's son, Robert de Bellarmé, rebelled against Henry by supporting Henry's brother and rival in Normandy. But while Robert was away in Normandy, Arundel came under siege and fell within 3 months. Robert's lands were seized and he was banished from England for life. Most of what we see today was rebuilt by the 14th Duke Henry Granville and completed by his son Henry, the 15th Earl, between 1875 and 1900. Nothing remains of the original castle apart from the Norman Gate, which shows the damage inflicted in the English Civil War. The siege took place from the 19th of December 1643 and ended on the 6th of January 1644. Arundel had fallen into parliamentary hands, and the man tasked with taking back the castle was Royalist commander Ralph Hopton. Edward Ford, a former Sussex sheriff of 36 men, blew the gate down with a petard, forcing the Roundheads into surrender on December the 2nd, putting Arundel Castle back in the hands of the Royalists. The siege was led by Parliamentary Commander William Waller and his 5,000 men, who quickly took the outer defences, cutting the Royalist garrison off from their supplies stored in the town. Waller then ordered the lake drained, depriving the castle of its water supply. On hearing report of the siege, Hopton brought 2,000 horse and 1,500 infantry from Winchester, but 15 miles out of Arundel, Waller intercepted Hopton, forcing his withdrawal. Then on the 4th of January, Waller brought heavy guns over from Portsmouth. By the 6th of January, the Royalists surrendered, with 100 of them being drafted into the Parliamentarian army. The rest were sent to London. Thomas Howard was the 14th Earl of Arundel and was also known as the Collector Earl. Thomas travelled across Europe collecting archaeological artefacts as well as art, precious stones and literature. The castle has its collections on display, which contain all sorts of interesting artefacts. This table, for example, was commissioned and owned by the famous Medici family. In fact, Arundel Castle holds a vast variety of interesting artefacts. The gardens are also a tribute to the Collector Earl and are filled with exotic plants. There's also greenhouses that are teeming with interesting trees, shrubs and other vegetation. There is a vast amount of interesting artefacts on display at Arundel Castle, and it's well worth a visit to see everything that it has to display. And that leads us to the end of another wonder. Hope you enjoyed it, and join us again. And to help support the channel, click the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you. Bye 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 bye.